The night they were erased. No one heard the gunshots. That was the first thing investigators would later struggle to explain. On August 4, 2001, in the industrial outskirts of South Los Angeles, 5 known members of the East Harbor crew gathered inside a forgotten auto repair warehouse near Alameda Street. The building had been abandoned for years, its metal shutters rusted shut, windows broken and covered with plywood, graffiti layered over graffiti like a history of territorial claims. To the outside world, it was just another dead structure in a dead zone. But inside, it was alive with tension, paranoia, and the quiet confidence of men who believed they were untouchable. They were wrong. The 5 men had survived shootouts, arrests, betrayals, and years of street war. Each of them believed that if death ever came, it would come loud, chaotic, and public. What they didn't understand was that their rivals didn't want noise. They wanted certainty. And they wanted it clean. The 5. Raymond Stacks Coleman, age 29, was the leader. Calm, articulate, disciplined. He avoided drugs, rarely drank, and was known for planning moves weeks ahead. He believed control came from silence, not violence. Julio Ghost Ramirez, 27, was his enforcer. Thin, quiet, always watching. He had a reputation for appearing where no one expected him. People said you never heard Ghost coming. Derek D'Lo Harris, 31, handled money and logistics. Safe houses. Vehicles. Payments. He trusted numbers more than people. Marcus Tone Whitfield, 24, was the youngest. Hot-headed. Eager to prove himself. Recently promoted after surviving an ambush that killed 2 others. Evan Knox Miller, 28, was muscle. Big, intimidating, loyal to Stacks since childhood. He believed loyalty mattered more than strategy. That night, they met to discuss retaliation. 2 days earlier, a drug shipment controlled by East Harbor crew had vanished. No bodies. No witnesses. Just gone. The message was clear: a rival group, the Ridgeway Syndicate, had crossed the line. Stacks believed it could be negotiated. That belief would cost all of them their lives. The setup. Unknown to the 5, the Ridgeway Syndicate had already made a decision. There would be no meeting. No warning. No second move. They had spent weeks watching patterns. Which cars were used? Which phones stayed on? Which places felt safe? The warehouse on Alameda had been marked long before that night. At 10:42 p.m., a white utility van parked 2 blocks away. No plates. No lights. Inside were 3 men wearing work jackets and gloves, nothing that looked threatening. They carried no visible weapons. By 10:51 p.m., the power to the warehouse went out. Inside, the 5 men froze. Stacks reached for his phone. No signal. Ghost moved toward the back exit. Locked from the outside. Knox grabbed a handgun. Tone started swearing. D'Lo checked the door seals, too late. The first shot didn't echo. It was suppressed. The execution. The Ridgeway men entered through the roof access hatch, an entry point only someone familiar with the building would know existed. They moved fast. Professional. Ghost was hit first. A single round to the head before he could turn. Knox fired blindly, hitting nothing. He was shot twice in the chest and once in the neck. He collapsed without a sound. Tone tried to run. He made it 3 steps before a bullet shattered his spine. D'Lo raised his hands. He didn't beg. He tried to talk. The man who shot him didn't let him finish the first word. Stacks was last. He stood still, hands visible, eyes locked on the man in front of him. For a brief moment, there was silence. Not fear, recognition. Stacks understood then. This wasn't revenge. This was erasure. He was shot once, directly between the eyes. The entire operation lasted less than 4 minutes. No shouting. No chaos. No witnesses. Aftermath. The bodies weren't found until morning. A city sanitation worker noticed blood leaking from beneath a side door and called it in. By the time police arrived, the killers were long gone. No fingerprints. No shell casings. No usable footage. The weapons were never recovered. Within days, Ridgeway Syndicate expanded into East Harbor territory without resistance. No retaliation came. No revenge shootings. No public response. Because there was no one left to respond. The silence. What made the case unsettling wasn't the violence, it was the quiet that followed. No funerals were announced publicly. No names were spray-painted on walls. No social media tributes. It was as if the 5 men had never existed. Detectives later admitted something off the record. This wasn't a gang killing. It was a message. A demonstration of what happens when the wrong people believe they still have choices. Epilogue. The warehouse on Alameda Street was demolished in 2009. Today, there's a parking lot there. People park their cars, walk away, and never realize that 5 lives ended on that ground in near total silence. No plaques. No headlines. No justice. Just a reminder that in some wars, the dead don't get remembered. They get removed.